You're gonna be a successful woman. You're gonna make it out. For me, you don't have value. I'm sorry, they're gonna kill me for that, but I don't care. You say whatever you want. A woman belongs in a marriage. An African woman, you can have business with find a man.
Our mom said that a woman has no value if she's not married. Marriage makes a woman valuable. She asked her mom that, what if I say I don't want to get married? You guys, let me play a response for you and we'll come back and discuss.
What would you do if I said to you that I have absolutely no desire to ever get married?
Okay, I'm not gonna go around the bush, Natalie. You're getting married. You're gonna have children, and I'm gonna be a grandma, and I'm gonna love my son-in-law, and I'm gonna continue this family training all the way down. That's not an option. A single woman as an African, I said they have a lot of entrepreneur people like, oh, she can be single, she has an entrepreneur. No, not here in this house. No, not to me. My daughter need to get married. If you're out there, you're the one gonna marry her one day. I don't know who you are. You're going to marry my daughter, you're going to give her children, and you're going to be my son, and make sure I love you. Do not come here with that kind of habit or whatever I don't like. I need to love you too, because I want you to be my son-in-law. My son-in-law is going to be my son too. Okay? So this woman's getting married. There's no other option.
What if I just want to be a baddie, be independent, have my own money? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, people will say like, it's okay, you're gonna be a successful woman, you're gonna make it out. For me, you don't have value. I'm sorry, they're gonna kill me for that, but I don't care. You say whatever you want. A woman belongs in a marriage. An African woman, you can have business, but find a man, have children. What's wrong with you, this society now? I'm all days woman. Yes, you belong to a marriage. Find kids in your marriage. Marry, enjoy your life. If you're next to a man, that would make a woman a valuable woman. Sometimes, not money, not a building, not business. C'est quoi ça? When you start losing that part of marriage, you don't get it. You start acting like, oh, it's okay to not have a man. No, those are the BS that people put on their mind, the mouth and your mind, try to convince people like it's okay. It's not okay. Find a man, marry yourself. You'll be more happier.
Wait, real quick. What if your son Joel says the same thing? I have absolutely no desire to ever be married.
That'll be a waste of life. Seriously. A beautiful man, intelligent man, successful man, nothing's wrong with him. I look at him and say, oh my God, this is my son. This is what I will create, my husband and I created. And he's going to open his mouth, no wife. For what? Why are you going to walk around a single man for the whole life? No. Seriously, you guys are changing so many things. That's not possible. Don't do that. My son, if you watch this video, your mom is here. You need to get married, and you know which kind of woman I want you to marry. You know that. I've been telling you that. I'm not going to change. I want that woman with children. Bring me my kids here so I can hug them. I'm not babysitting though. But please, bring them. I will love your wife, and she's going to be my daughter. Going businessman, I'm too busy for this married life. Why? I get married, I brought you guys to the world, and you don't want to produce other people? Africa need people. A man who's walking around with the key in the hand, in the wallet, in the back pocket, acting like it's all that is important businessman. Nonsense. Get married, have children. That money you're making, who's going to use it? Who's going to spend the money? Piss me off. I don't see why people do that. You see a woman standing there like, oh, I'm a businesswoman and an entrepreneur. I have this, I have business, I have building, I have a boat. No. Get married. You are nonsense. Get married. Have a life. That's not life. Money is not the end of the world. Some people have money, they don't have people next to them. They are miserable. You want to impress people. I have this, I have that. I have a yacht sitting there in the water. Who cares? Okay, ask Daddy the question. You made me talk too much. You're upsetting me. Anyway.
Am I the only one that was waiting for the dad to talk? Because the only thing the dad was doing in the video was... I actually wanted to hear him talk. But really, you guys, this is exactly how most African mothers, this is how they kind of pressure their daughters to get married, and this is how they kind of convince them to make them feel like your life is worthless without a man. You must give me grandchildren. like they are even telling their sons, you must have wife that will give me children. So being a child free it's not an option. What do you mean you don't want to have children? What do you mean you don't want to get married to a man as a woman? What do you mean? Marriage is an achievement. So whatever you have, whatever money you have, whatever things you have accomplished in your life is nothing without a man. Most African mothers, these are the kind of conversations or kind of advice they give to their daughters and sons. I have a reaction on this video. Let's watch it together. I'd like to know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section, and I'll see you at the end of the video.
You're gonna be a successful woman. You're gonna make it out. For me, you don't have value. I'm sorry. They're gonna kill me for that, but I don't care. You say whatever you want. A woman belongs in a marriage. An African woman, you can have business, but find a man. Have children.
You open your mouth and say such a statement that a woman has no value unless she's in her husband's house, unless she's married. Do you guys even think before you open your mouth? And for the kids that you guys record your parents saying some stupid things, for you guys to have the liver to go ahead and press post, what are you trying to achieve here? What exactly are you trying to achieve? But anyways, lady, you have no value, you have no worth without your husband. That is you. Speak for yourself. Your whole life revolves around a man. That's a you problem. Don't put that rubbish out in the air, because the issue is that women from your generation, you guys carried your husbands on top of your head. You made your husband your alpha and omega. You guys idolize marriage. You idolize weddings. You idolize a man, not God. And now you are trying to continue this cycle because you guys were not strong enough to be on your own. And this is coming from a married woman. So nobody should come for me and tell me that, oh, it's because I'm not married, I don't understand. I will never understand such a concept that a woman has no value unless she's in her husband's house. No, that is not the case. And she further went to say that it doesn't matter if a woman is an entrepreneur or she's working or she just belongs in her husband's house. Women like you let your husband get away with so much dirt. That's why the father was just there, rubbing his chin. Like, yeah, my mumu, she's still there all these years later. You guys need help and deliverance. God forbid.
What would you do if I said to you that I have absolutely no desire to ever get married?
I'm not gonna go around the bush, Natalie. You're getting married. You're gonna have children, and I'm gonna be a grandma, and I'm gonna love my son-in-law, and we're gonna continue this family training all the way down. That's not an option. A single woman, as an African, I said they have a lot of entrepreneurs. People are like, oh, she can be single, she has an entrepreneur. Not here, in this house, no. Not to me.
A prime example of what it's like to have African parents that want to live through you, right? So we both watched this together and we realized that she does not want her daughter to get married because she wants her to get married. She wants her to get married because she wants a son-in-law, her to get married, and most importantly, to have grandchildren. A lot of these parents have this expectation of wanting you to do as they say because no matter the age, you are still considered their child. Even if you're a 33-year-old man or a 22-year-old woman, you're still a child who has no authority to make your own decisions because to their eyes, like I said, you're a child. And when a child has come to the conclusion that they have no authority over their life, they obviously either A, people please, or B, tend to have a identity crisis almost because they just don't know who they are as a person. Because if I get married, at least I make my parents happy. But at the end of it all, I'm not even satisfied because I didn't even want to get married. The thing about this is that it's really damaging to see parents be like this and still take the old habits or their generational trauma per se. I'm not saying it's generational trauma, but you get me, and bring it over to their child who now doesn't want to get married anytime soon, let alone the economy is freaking crazy. I don't even want to get married now, to say the least. But bring all of this and then get upset when the child refuses to. This is one of many examples, but you know.
Parents, what would you do if I said to you that I have absolutely no desire to ever get married?
Okay, I'm not gonna go around the bush, Natalie. You're getting married. You're gonna have children, and I'm gonna be a grandma, and I'm gonna love my son-in-law, and we're gonna continue this family training
There's so much to unpack in this video, and I might ramble a bit because I feel like I really, honestly, it triggered me a bit because I have gone through the same thing of my African parents telling me I'm going to be happy and fulfilled when I have kids and get married. So do forgive me if I get a bit heated, but we've got so much to unpack in this video. But before I get into this, I just want to put out there that this is not to say that you can't be happy being married and you can't be happy having kids. I don't want to make it seem like that is the case, but I just want to put a point across because when it's like kind of forced onto you that you'll find happiness after you get married and have kids, that's when it becomes an issue. Now let's get into it. When I see African parents say things like this to their kids, honestly, sometimes I'm just like in my head, do you even have your kids' best interest at heart? Do you know what it does to, and I'm going to speak to women because I'm a woman and, I know a lot of other women, feel pressured to feel like they have to find somebody to feel this happiness that their African parents have sold them and, people around them have told them that will happen when they get married and have kids. The problem when African parents say this to their kids is that a lot of women will go out there and think that their dream is to, get married and have kids. So they will put their dreams aside, their goals aside. They will never really find out who they are as a person because why? The only thing I need to do is find a man and have kids with them. And that's when I'll feel happy and satisfied. But that's just not the case, is it? Because a lot of marriages end up in divorce. And why is that? If marriage ended up to, or, led to us women or, men feeling satisfied, why do so many marriages end up in divorce? So that's why I say, do African parents even have their kids' best interest at heart? Because if you did, I don't think you'll be telling your kids to be having kids, especially in right now, today's economy. Even in the video, the mother says, what's wrong with you kids of today's society? What's wrong with us is that we cannot afford to have kids. We cannot. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, for you to say as a woman, the only way you gain value is by having kids and being married, it's just like, what? So even if I did the most biggest accomplishment, even if I, became the most successful entrepreneur, that wouldn't mean nothing because I'm not married and I don't have kids. Now, it really does make me sad when I see, that some women are going to internalize this and think that the only way they're going to find happiness is if they get married and have kids. Because, it traps a lot of women. Because then it's now when it becomes too late. Now when the woman has, had kids and she's now married, then she starts to think to herself, I don't even know who I am. I think this whole Aisha Curry drama, it should be a prime example to show you women that you don't automatically become happy and satisfied when you have kids and get married. Everybody's getting onto her, but she's just saying the truth. The truth that a lot of women wish they could say. This is why I say it's so important to dissent people's opinions, society's opinions, your parents' opinions about marriage and kids, because you will never know until you are in that situation. You will never know. Having kids and being married is such a big decision. It is a big, big decision. It's a decision you should make on your own. You should sit down really, really hard and think about, do I want to have kids and be married? Because the sad reality is that a lot of us are going to internalize this, think that our dream is to find a husband, have kids, and become satisfied. But that's just not always the case. So this is why I always say, please start to center people's opinions, because I promise you, you don't want to wait till it's too late, till now you have kids and married, and you're now married, to then say to yourself, you know what, I don't think this was the best decision for myself. Because if we're going to be truthful, a lot of our African parents aren't happy in their marriages. A lot of the mothers are burnt out because, of the misogynistic, traditional values and things they try to uphold, the patriarchal ideologies they all try to uphold. And to top it off, a lot of African parents don't know how to be parents. They'll sit there and say to their kids, you're not my friend. They don't even have a relationship with their kids. So I think before you want to take advice from people that didn't even know how to be parents and aren't happy in their marriages, I think you should think twice before making a life-changing decision listening to that advice.
Firstborn daughters are always the scapegoats when it comes to this type of advice that mothers give their daughters. Imagine a family of 5 or 7, and they have like 3 daughters. The first daughter in the marriage, you'd be the very first one to taste marriage, and if she's not wise or she doesn't get wise enough, she will still advise her younger ones to still do it, and they will do it thinking that is the only that is an achievement, that is how you can be valuable as a woman. And they keep passing it on like that. Oh, you have to get married. When are you getting married? When are you getting married? And they make you feel like that is the only thing that a woman's supposed to do. Look at the way she's confidently telling her daughter, what do you mean? That is not an option in this house. And to think that they feel like they can control their children. And that is one thing about these people that have children. They feel like they can control their children to a certain age and tell them whatever they want to do. And most of them that are very confident in controlling their children is because they have money. So they'll control you financially, right? They'll tell you, I'm not going to give you money anymore if you don't want to listen to me. Okay, so the fact that she's so confident and she's like, oh, you have to marry, it's not an option in this house. You must get married and have children. I think she doesn't want to do it. What do you want to do? These same African mothers that are not even happy in their marriages, that if you sit them down and ask them some questions and kind of get into their heads, you will know that they've been miserable all years. If they can take back, they'll be truthful to you. But then they're not going to tell their daughters or other children that they see outside to tell them, oh, don't do it though. They won't say it though. They won't say it. They will still advise you, have children, get married, love man, do this, carry man on your head. Man is the ultimate. You guys, misery lies company. So, dear young ladies, that you're aspiring to get married or you feel like this woman advised it is no, no. Having a man does not make you valuable. Being married does not make you valuable. I don't know how to, she's even put it. Like, it is, that is not it. She's making it look like if you don't get married, your life is useless. What are you even doing without a man? You must get married. You must have children. Like, no, don't fall for the scam. Don't fall for the scam. It is a scam. That is, I don't know what is wrong with African mothers that they fail. Most of them fail to admit the fact that they made wrong choices, or they should have focused on something different than focus on motherhood and family. Most of them don't want to admit it. I'm not saying it's all mothers or African mothers that actually are miserable or something. Most of them don't want to admit that if they have done it differently, their life would have been better off. They don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit it. I accept. But why are you recruiting more girls, more women to join that same lifestyle that if you had if you can turn back the ends of time, you'll do the right thing. Nobody's saying don't get married, but that doesn't make you valuable. That doesn't make you that doesn't make you happy. That does not take away your loneliness, if that makes sense. And this, to me, this advice is so terrible. It's so terrible. And the way she's so confident saying it, I just hope Adota is not going to get married because of her. If she want to get married, fine. She want to spend the rest of her life, it's fine. But don't do it because of your parents or because you're afraid your parents or that is what they're advising you. Do it because you want to do it anyway. You guys, what is your take on this video? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section respectfully. As always, Sugar Mara David. Thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.